Hi everyone. I know it's been a little while, but there's been a lot going on. There's a lot of energy. There are planetary things. We have earth things going on. So settle in. We're going to do things a little different today. We have a lot to discuss. I am not going to go through all the transits that are happening for a couple of reasons. One, there are amazing astrologers out there, and I think I really started to get kind of too much into that, and it's just not where I want to be working right now. So this is going to be more energy, more working with the energy, more using the energy to your benefits and that sort of thing. So go find your favorite astrologer, follow them, and that way you can know exactly where the planets are, what's happening, what degree, and all that. That is not what this video is going to be about at all. Now I'm going to mention some of those things because it is important and they will help you to understand the energy, but I'm not going to go through all of that, and I'm also not going to put that in the newsletter. So let's just jump into this here because we have a lot going on. I'm seeing a lot of things about Mercury retrograde, and I know a lot of people really fear Mercury retrograde, and I wish you would not fear it, because Mercury retrograde is honestly one of the best things that can happen. It allows you to slow down, and it allows you to rethink, to change things that you may have made decisions on earlier in the year, or maybe you made them a few years ago and now you're like, that just doesn't align with me anymore. So that energy allows you to kind of stop and go, wait a minute, let me reassess this, let me reimagine this, let me see where my body, how does my body feel about this? Did I say yes to this yesterday and my body says no today? So this is how I want you to really view Mercury retrograde. It is nothing to be afraid of. It doesn't cause anything. Now, the energy is more prone to certain things, but if you already know this, then you're going to be more careful. You're going to pay more attention, and that is really what Mercury retrograde is all about. What have you been sticking your head in the sand about and not paying attention to? That's what that's about. So this energy that we are really working in right now, and this new energy that you're feeling coming to earth, you feel the shift, even if you don't consciously feel it, even though you may just go, hey, it feels weird. We have a new energy coming to earth. We have a new shift happening. And it's no longer going to be enough for you just to meditate or sit with yourselves for a quick 5 minutes, you know? You're really going to have to allow your practices to go deeper. You cannot keep letting things go by the wayside. You cannot keep just staying in survival mode, because that's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to grow. You're not going to go into your deeper alignment with where you're supposed to be. So this new frequency is really going to give, I want to say upgrade, but I also don't want you to use that as a hierarchy kind of thing, right? So we are getting a frequency upgrade. We are upgrading our consciousness. We're upgrading frequency wise. So this is going to go very bone deep. So if you've had any type of kind of weird physical ailments like bone pain, hip pain, anything like that, feet pain, it's very possible that this is the new frequency and your body is going, wait a minute, what is this? Your body feels it before your consciousness does, right? So what this is allowing for is these pains are making you stop and go, okay, what is this? So most of this is probably emotional, or it's something you've been holding on to, and there's going to be certain places in your body that you're going to feel this. So instead of freaking out about it, or maybe running to the doctor and this or that and trying to take pills, I would sit with it. I would ask your team. I would go deeper and ask your body, why do I feel this way? Now, I don't give medical advice, so if you feel like you need to go to the doctor, you go to the doctor, okay? Don't throw that at me. So this is the way this frequency is coming in. So think about it this way. If you were to compare yourself to Mother Earth and you were to see her as a human body, you would understand it a bit more. You would understand why we're having earthquakes, why the shaking the body of old beliefs, old emotional wounds. So just as Mother Earth shakes, so do we. So this is what we're feeling. So like I said, we can no longer just get by with a quick guided meditation. We must lock in with our bodies, and we have to move these old ways, these old emotions, these old wounds, old ways of doing things. We have to move these through our bodies. We cannot keep staying in the same energy. If you've listened to like my previous videos, I've been guiding you all year to gradually work through these things, gradually work with Mother Earth's cycles and her planets to feel more aligned. But now it's here. We can no longer just resist it, because the longer you resist this, the longer you put off your embodiment of these new frequencies, the harder it's going to be on you, the harder it's going to be on your body. There's really no time to waste here. No more excuses to make. So if you're constantly making excuses for not being able to do something, whether it's with spirit, meditation, exercise, eating right, not being able to do this or that, then you need to make a plan. Because if you don't have money to do something, then you need to save money and start doing things. Now, I do know that it is difficult right now. I'm feeling it. It's very difficult having to really save as much as I can, but you're not being able to save as much as you used to be. Things are popping up, medical emergencies. So I've had a lot of that, and I'm sure y'all are too. Parents being in the hospital seem to be things that are happening a lot in these next few weeks. Now, most likely it's probably nothing, or it's a small scare to wake them up, or to wake the people up around them to start seeing things in a different light. So don't be surprised if you have these sorts of things. You have things breaking all of a sudden. You have water heaters going out. You have water rushing in. Those sorts of things are happening. Vehicle issues. So we really need to start making plans and really start working with this energy when it happens. Don't allow your survival mode to take over and you allow everything else to go by the wayside. Now, there are going to be times that you have to be very much in the physical, very much in survival mode. However, there's no reason why you can't integrate spirit into that. So if you're not doing that, then you're really missing out on the guidance, the opportunities, and the quickness of their support, and their quickness of them giving you better opportunities, or giving you a clearer picture that you just aren't able to see at that time. So this is what I'm talking about. There's no more time to waste. You can't continue to just not integrate these things. So there's going to be a lot of changes coming about. There's going to be a lot of these sporadic things. And if you will work with Mother Earth and the planetary energies, this will allow you to stay focused. It's going to allow you to really move through these energies in an easier way and not get stuck in depressive states, not getting stuck in woe is me, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Instead, let's look at it a different way. How can I get there? How can I do this? How can I do that? And if you're working with your body, you're working with these planetary changes, use them to your advantage. Because if you know that certain things during this time, during Mercury retrograde, are going to be a little bit more difficult, then you know you're going to have more patience. You know you're going to have to allot more time for travel. You know you're going to have to allot more time for filling out paperwork. You know that you're going to have to triple check paperwork, and it still may not go right, okay? So if you already know these things, then you make allowances for them. That's how we work with the energy. We don't get afraid. We don't put our head in the sand. We don't start to fear and go, oh my God, this is going to happen, that's going to... No, we don't do that. Because the more you do that, the more these things are going to come to fruition. And you are going to just completely wreck your nervous system for no reason. When you have all of this help around you, you have all of these things around you that can help you move forward and move through these things easier, okay? So I did pull a couple of cards. I have Fail Forward. I can grab that. Fail Forward. This is Light in the Darkness by Serene Connolly, I believe. You have Stop the Spiraling. And you have Laugh in the Face of Adversity. So what I really think is the fail forward. So many people get stuck in not moving forward because they think they're going to fail. So fail. There's going to be new opportunities. If you don't like what you're doing, you don't like where you are, figure out a way to move forward. Doesn't matter how you do it, move forward. Figure it out. That's what fail forward means. Spirit can't help you until you actually make the step. You have to move so Spirit can help you. Stop spiraling. It feels like a lot of people are really spiraling. They are taking everything on social media, they are taking everything in the news, and they are literally taking it into their bodies and thinking and talking about the worst. And that's not what's happening at all. If you're actually feeling what's happening on Earth, if you're actually feeling this new frequency, you're going to start to realize that there's way more help and there's way more opportunities out there when you change your attitude, when you change how you do things, when you start to have more patience and love for yourself, and when you really start putting yourself first and your family first. You're going to start seeing more opportunities open up. Laughing in the face of adversity. So I feel like a lot of people have judged others. A lot of people can't see some people's visions, and they often judge you before they even can understand what's going on, before they even ask questions, or they just they want to misunderstand you because it's easier to stay in that energy. And so I want you to laugh in the face of adversity. I want you to go, okay, that's okay. You can stay there, you can do these things, but I'm moving forward. And no matter how that looks, no matter how I achieve that, I'm moving forward. Because when you laugh in the face of adversity, you become stronger than you can even imagine. You become stronger, not just mentally, you become stronger physically. And when you know within your heart, within your bones, and you not only trust and love Spirit with your whole heart, with your whole body, you know that when you take that step forward, that they're going to catch you. They're going to move things forward for you. When you take that step, you bring in a little bit of patience. Know that you're not fragile. It may feel that way. It may feel like things are breaking emotionally, physically, but know that that is where creation comes from. That is where the spark comes from. That is where we blow things wide open. Do not let other people's judgments, do not let other people's pride get in your way. If Spirit puts something in your heart and Spirit says it's time to move, it's time to move forward, then you move. You move with conviction. You move with your spirit team, you move with your family, you move with God, you move with the Creator, and you laugh in the face of adversity, and you say the hell with everyone else, because you know in your heart that it's time to move. You know that this is what has to happen for everyone to grow, for you to really be able to be your authentic self, for you to really be able to tap into the not only gifts and abilities you have, but to really tap in and to bring forward something that there are so many people that are waiting on. So sometimes when we stay in the same spot, we stay in the same energy, what we don't realize is we are deferring to the older energy. We're deferring to certain things that there are so many people waiting on. So don't keep them waiting. Start now. Make that move. Figure it out and fail forward. What's the worst that can happen? You don't like it? You don't like the job? You change jobs. Because you have to realize that if we're not bringing in these new energies, if we're not working with them, if we're not flowing with everything around us, we are going to get bitter. We are going to get more judgmental. Our bodies are going to get sick. We're going to have physical ailments come up. And it is time that we really start to embody these new energies, embody what's going on in our own lives with our physical bodies. If we're not taking care of ourselves, we cannot be of service to others. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're not making excuses on, well, I can't do that because I'm too busy to make this, or I can't do this. There's a lot of people that say that if you can get your diet under control, you can get anything under control. So if you're struggling with certain things in your life, get it under control. Stop making excuses and allow yourself to move forward. If you want anything to happen, you're gonna have to do away with something or many things. So a lot of times moving to a new frequency, or moving to what they call a new timeline, or even really embodying energy isn't necessarily about, sitting in these frequencies or doing guided meditations or that sort of thing, although they're fantastic and they can move you forward. You have to integrate spirit into your life. You have to integrate and move forward with spirit. So if you integrate them into your life and you're having trouble and struggling with one part of your life, then you need to start integrating that. You need to start going, okay, I have to make sacrifices. I have to take this out of my diet, or I have to start getting up at a certain time and doing a certain thing. I have to move my schedule around. I can't be everything to everyone. I cannot continue to do, like, say 5 or 10 classes, or I can't do, maybe you're working way too much. Maybe you need to move from, instead of working nights, you need to move to days, or you need to change something. If you're doing too much and you have no time to heal your body and to keep it healthy and I mean mind, body, spirit, then you have to make changes. And those changes are going to come with sacrifices. So that is where we have been talking about this all year. I have been saying, let's gradually do this, so when you get into July, August, September, you won't feel so like, oh my God, I have to do this now. You would have already worked up to it, but we're here. The fire horse is still alive, honey, and she is coming in strong, and she is burning down anything and everything that no longer aligns with your energy. She's burning it down. So let's take the horns. I won't say the rest of that statement, but let's really start working, and let's really start paying attention to what's going on in our own lives. What do we need to sacrifice to get to where we want? What do we need to move to get to what we want? Okay? All right, so I'm not going to do card readings in this video either. I'm going to try to keep these 20 minutes or 22 minutes, something like that. I'm not going to do card readings or anything like that in these newsletters anymore. These newsletters are going to be pretty quick, pretty more energy prone, more energy information. So make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube account, because I'm only going to send one email out a month unless I have something else exciting coming up. I would recommend that you really take time these next 3 months to really work on these new frequencies. And my light workers, you are really moving into a deeper path, and so sometimes it takes a transition energy, and you may have to step back for a few weeks and really work with that transitional energy so that you can really bring in what spirit needs you to be of service in. So don't be surprised if you see some people really step back and really are working with that energy, embodying that energy before they can offer more things and more services. So if you are having trouble navigating this energy, if you are having trouble moving forward, I am here. Please contact me. I have several different types of readings and energy activations that may be good for you. So let me know. Like I said, my schedule is very tight, so if you want to work with me, please contact me and let's get you on my schedule, okay? I have a lot of things coming up, so be sure to get on my schedule. I will work you in as much as possible. So have a happy July. America is turning 250 years old, which is kind of cool. And just allow yourselves to be aware. Allow yourself to really sit and embody this energy, and allow yourself to be bold and courageous, and let's laugh in the face of adversity, and let's move forward to create something that nobody could even imagine. All right, my loves, I'm here. Contact me if you need me, and I hope to see each of you soon. Please reach out, and I love you, and big hugs, and make sure that you are really working with the energy, not against it. All right?